Welcome to I'm Too Busy, an interview-based show hosted by a talented makeup artist, Christina Flach. Christina offers viewers a unique blend of personal stories, inspiring journeys, and practical beauty tips. Join the conversation as Christina features successful individuals from various industries who share their insights on health, wellness, makeup, and the keys to their success. So now, please welcome the host of I'm Too Busy, Christina Flach.
Hi, I'm Christina Flach. Welcome to I'm Too Busy TV, where we dive deep into the lives of today's most fascinating professionals. Today, we're joined by social media powerhouse Jessi Lawless, a dynamic content creator, host of Born Lawless podcast, part owner of Savage Sip Coffee. She's a master stylist. She also has a huge fight coming up November 9th in Las Vegas against Katie Forbes. With over 2 million followers across all these platforms, Jessi has built an empire while maintaining a dedicated focus on health, fitness, and giving back to the community. From throwing punches at Spit Tea Boxing Club to breaking boundaries in the beauty industry, Jessi embodies the spirit of modern entrepreneurship and influence. I am incredibly grateful today that she has taken the time to chat with us because she has this huge fight coming up. So I'd like to introduce you to Jessi Lawless.
Hi there. How you doing? Thank you for having me on the show,
Hey,
Christina. I appreciate it.
thank you. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. I am no longer affiliated with Savage Sip Coffee, by the way. Just to
Sorry
clear that
about
one up.
that.
No
Okay.
worries, no worries.
I've been
So how are you
studying you
today?
over the weekend. I'm great. How are you?
I'm having a wonderful day.
I'm so glad. Okay, my first question. Where did Hey Pumpkin originate from?
That was an accident. Somebody said something in a video about my hair. I used to have dreads down to like right here, long blonde dreads. And somebody said something about my hair, and it was in 2020, and we already had so much going on with the election as we do again. There was so much diversity or so much arguing in the country among just everybody. I was like, don't we have enough problems going on right now? Do you really think that you need to attack me about my hair? But I started the video with, "Hey, pumpkin,"
I
just,
love it. It's
and I
just so,
didn't. And
it's like the
the
nicest.
next video, I didn't say it, and everyone was like, "Why didn't you call me pumpkin?" And I was like, "I didn't know I had to, but it stuck." So now everyone's pumpkin.
I love it. I think that's so cute. So this is, the week before your big fight. Tell me a little bit what it's like preparing for all this.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication. It's doing things when you don't want to do them. I've said numerous times in the past, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard, and when you don't want to do it, that's when it counts the most. So waking up early, jump roping for, 10 minutes straight at a time just to work on my cardio, make sure I got that ticker going strong. Um, Working off footwork, shadow boxing. Shadow boxing, I thought it was pretty silly when I first started training, but it's become part of my everyday routine. But it took a minute to get used to shadow boxing. I feel like it was more embarrassing to really get myself to shadow box than it was to get in front of a camera and put myself out there to the whole internet. But just walking around punching the air feels pretty silly until you can feel structure, and I'm starting to feel structure. So I'm really excited about the progress that I've made in my training. I wasn't supposed to be
How
a
long?
fighter. That wasn't the plan.
So how did this happen? How did you get into this?
Being a influencer in the cannabis industry, there was an event at New Woo coming up, and they were like, "Hey, Jessi, we're gonna do this hot boxing event," and I was like, "Let's go!" All right. And then I realized that I was fighting a professional athlete, so I didn't want to get beat up. So I started training. I
That's
went to
enough,
a
and that's enough reason to get yourself in incredible shape, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up. So I went to Split T boxing gym and started training with the trainers there. The coaches there are amazing. And now I've been lucky enough, now I get invited to train at the UFC Performance Institute. So I've been training with my homegirl, Peta. Shout out to her. She's an incredible fighter. But I've been working with her and her coach, and Pedro's got me tuned up and ready to go. I told Katie she shouldn't fight me. I said you shouldn't take this fight. I was like, there's too much. There's too much happening now. This was just a bunch of random parts that we had put together, and now I'm a well-oiled machine. And I beat her on the first. I beat her in the first match. I'm a totally different fighter now.
Wow, that's going to be interesting. How long ago was it that you had your first fight with her?
4 months.
Wow, isn't
Four
it
months ago.
remarkable like how different your training has been in the last 4 months that you feel like you're in a totally different place?
Oh man, the machine was not assembled, and now it is oiled and finely tuned. I trained for 4 weeks before the first fight, and she said something in the press conference a couple of weeks ago pertaining to all of her years of experience and how long she's been training and all the work and dedication she's put in. And after she listed off all of her attributes and how much effort and how many years she's put in, I'm like, well, I've only been doing this for a few months. I'm new here and I still beat you. So, and now I'm way better. I'm a different fighter. Jessi now would annihilate Jessi 4 months ago.
That's amazing. What do you think the difference is? Like, what is the difference? The training or your coaching?
Footwork.
What is the your footwork?
Training, honestly, I was probably training harder if you think about it. Like I was putting in harder days, I was sweating more, I was more exhausted the first time for the first fight, but I just trained differently this time. It's been the difference between like have you seen the new Cobra Kai or the Karate Kid? Remember how like
Of course.
The Cobra Kai guys are all like strike first, hard work, and they're like all super aggro, and then like Mr.
Yeah.
Miyagi's like, yeah, dude, wax on, wax off. I feel
Wax
like
off.
exactly. I feel like Pedro is more like Mr. Miyagi, where Split T is more like a Cobra Kai. Now they're awesome. I love them. They have amazing coaches, and I don't mean that in a sense like they're arrogant at all. They're just really intense. So my training was a little more intense the first time, but I feel like my training has been far more structured this time, and I'm really understanding. I don't know the smaller details of fighting, footwork, the importance of footwork. I mean, if you didn't have any training, I could beat you without my hands. I wouldn't even have to. You could just throw yourself into my punches. Because I finally understand footwork, and anybody who's interested in getting into fighting, don't count your footwork out, man. That's how you win the fight.
Wow. So which fighter inspires you?
I love cocky assholes. I love Nate Diaz. I love Conor McGregor. Um, I like mouthy people, that back it up. I like Max Holloway, but I think probably more than anybody, Nate Diaz. He just don't. He's just, man. Nate's nasty, and he talks a lot of shit, and I like that. So,
Do
but
you
to be
think
able to
the
talk shit
banter
and
is a lot about it? I mean, is the banter between fighters, is it like really a key component of the process?
I mean, another fighter, hearing the person that you're supposed to get in a ring with talk shit about you definitely motivates you to want to kick their ass more, for sure. But I feel like the banter's more encouraged for promotion, to be honest, because I mean, look, we can be friends after the fight, but Katie Forbes is a cool chick. I don't have anything against her. It's not like one of those fights where the two fighters have issues with each other and they're actually talking shit. Like we're talking shit to each other for sure, but we're not making it personal. And I think that creates a way different dynamic when two fighters actually have something personally against each other. Yeah, that brings a way different energy to the fight. Like I don't want to hurt Katie. I like Katie. I told Katie not to fight me. I told Ring. I told the promoter. I said you need to tell her she needs to wear headgear. I said tell her she needs to wear
Wow.
headgear.
Do you think she
I don't
will?
know. No, I don't think so. I think she should
Is
though.
she, how many fights has she done? Is she very experienced? Has she
She's
been doing
not a
this a long time?
boxer. She's a wrestler. So
Oh, so that's totally. Oh,
WWE, WWE, that sort of thing, like jumping off of the ropes, and I mean it's pretty like structured. Those type of fights. We,
have you ever done anything like that?
I mean, I was in the army, so I did a lot of like hand to hand combat, like ground game. I understand how to get somebody on the ground and choke them out. But the difference between a sanctioned fight and what they taught me in the army is like they taught me how to choke you to death with your own uniform. That's not how it goes in an octagon. You know what I mean? And
Right.
we're not doing that style of fighting anyways. But wrestling, the style of wrestling that Katie does, it's a performance. I respect it. It's dangerous. Doing backflips off of the top rope of a ring. That's definitely something that requires a high level of athleticism for. But it's different than actually being a boxer. I didn't plan on being a boxer, but you put me up against a professional athlete, I'm a boxer now.
Do you think you're going to continue doing this after this fight, or is this going to be it for a minute?
I'm gonna take a little break just because I'm in a new relationship. Where we got together at my first fight. That's our anniversary.
Oh,
We
wow.
Yeah, my fight was on the 9th and we made it official on the 10th. So this is 4 months of a brand new relationship, and I've just been training the whole time. So after the fight, I want to come back up here because I came up here for a few days just because I ain't seen her in a couple of weeks and I missed her. But I want to
Right.
come back up here after the fight and actually spend some time with her and hang out with the kids and do the holidays and all that stuff. And I think maybe after my birthday in February, I'm going to get back. I mean, I'm not going to stop training. I'm going to stay training. I'm going to keep my cardio right. I'm going to keep my training right. But then I'm going to really get serious. I have the opportunity to be put on a MVP promotion. That's Jake Paul's promotion, and
Oh, wow.
that could potentially be a six-figure fight. So, but there again, I'll be fighting a real boxer. So we'll see if I get
Yeah,
to keep all my teeth.
that would be great. He has a big fight coming up with Mike Tyson soon, right?
2 weeks, I think. Couple weeks.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Man, Jake's put the work in. A lot of people discredited him, but the kid's got a lot of dedication. Like he's really putting in the work. He's training his ass off every day. So, yeah, he's got a smart mouth and he said he's done some dumb shit and he said some dumb shit on the internet, but I mean, the kid's frontal lobe wasn't even fully developed when he did half of this shit. So, you got to give him a little bit of grace. Give him a little bit of
Absolutely.
respect. So I don't know what's going to happen against Mike Tyson, but the fact that he's even got the balls to step into the ring with the greatest fighter that's ever lived.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, if
Like, that would be terrifying.
Mike's jab will knock you out. You know, like as a boxer myself, my jab, that's to stun you. That's to disrupt you. This is the power. This is the disruptor. This is night night. They're both night night for Mike Tyson. They're both. It doesn't
It's
matter.
like a cement wall, right? Like him hitting you, I would imagine.
And he's fast, man. He's fast, 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 and his footwork is perfect.
Do you
So,
watch
right,
other fighters? Do you watch other fighters to help you, like, to fine tune your footwork or your style?
more recently, I've been paying more attention to fighters and their techniques. Um, my trainer's making me learn southpaw, so I'm able to go back and forth between orthodox and southpaw. I can switch it up. I think that that's probably the most lethal thing that I'm learning because when you can go from Southpaw to Orthodox or Orthodox to Southpaw, when I first started staying in Southpaw, I just felt like my body stopped working right, you know? But the more proficient I get with that, it's like, it doesn't matter how you're standing, I can knock you out either way.
Wow, that's a lot. Did you ever think in a million years you'd be doing this? Like when you were 15, what did you think you'd be doing?
Oh man, when I was 15, I had no idea what I'd be doing. All I cared about was what drugs I was doing. I was down a dark path. I wasn't making good decisions at that age. You know, all I cared about was getting fucked up. That was it. I just wanted to. My childhood wasn't awesome, and I lived in a really small town. There's a lot of things that I wanted to escape within myself and around me. So I drank. I did drugs. I didn't care what I was gonna do. I didn't think I would live very long. I didn't think I'd make it past maybe 18 at the best, because back then, I mean, I would have I would have eaten a cat turd if you told me to get me high.
And what changed?
It was a roller coaster. I did a lot of things. I was in the military for a minute, just a few days over a year. I think it was like 360 days or something. But
And what was
it
that
was there's a
experience like?
I I don't I knew that I had to take direction from people. I knew I had to be told what to do, and I made it through basic pretty well, being told what to do. But when I got to my first duty station and I realized that my IQ was probably 10 to 15 points above all of my superiors, it was frustrating to say the least. So being an enlisted soldier and having to, I mean, every time there was like a problem with the machine, oh, this bolt stuck. I always had an idea, and they were always mad about it. They were always mad that I could always solve the problem because I was just a private, you know. I've got E6 sergeants running around with their thumbs up their asses just because they were able to pass their PT tests. I didn't do so well with the attitude part. But whatever. Everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that, and I learned a lot of things in the military. I learned a lot of what to do. I learned a lot of what not to do. And I can look back on that and be like, you know what? I was a stupid kid, and I made some bad decisions, and I should have showed a little bit more maturity in a lot of areas. So now I can look at that as a learning experience rather than a mistake. But eventually I decided to just try to be a better person and stop making excuses. I think I was probably in my early 30s, right after I went to hair school. I was like, you know what? I'm the problem. It's me. I make excuses for everything. Oh, well, this happened because of this person, or that happened in my life because of that person. I experienced this situation because this person did that. No, it was me. It was me the whole time. I just didn't want to face it. I've referenced the never ending story so many times in so many different podcasts and stuff, but there's a moment in that movie. You remember that movie, The Never Ending Story? He
Mhm.
has to look he has to look in a mirror. Atreyu's already he's been through the swamps of sadness. He's been shot at by the sphinxes. Everything's tried to kill him. And then they say, oh, he has to face his biggest battle, and his biggest battle is looking in this mirror because it shows you your true self. I thought that was the stupidest part of the whole movie. I was like, this don't make any sense. Dude's done lost his horse in the swamps of sadness and fought the Gamork, the wolf, and you're telling me the mirror, oh, this is the big challenge, and it is. It really, really is. Looking in the mirror and realizing that it's you. You're the problem. Wherever you're at in life, you got yourself there, and you're the one that has to get yourself out of it.
So
That was
when you
hard to
after you
accept.
saw that, how long, like what happened that made you go, I'm the problem? Because at first you felt like, I'm not the problem. This is ridiculous.
I watched The Secret.
Oh.
I watched The Secret, and The Secret showed me blatantly, because I had just enough of an open mind, just enough, because you can watch The Secret all day long, and if your mind's not open, you're just going to keep making excuses. But my mind was just open enough. I was just opening my brain up to the possibility that if you realize there's a problem, you can fix it. But if you can't admit there's a problem, if you can't see the problem, how do you fix it? You can't fix it. You're going to remain to be fucked up. And I didn't want to keep being fucked up. I was a fucked up person. I was doing fucked up things. I was making fucked up decisions. And you just got to decide that, like, I think the hardest part for me was people expecting me to continue to be fucked up and do fucked up stuff and call them at 3 o'clock in the morning because I didn't have a ride home from the bar. I'm sorry, I glitched out.
No worries.
But knowing that people are still going to have that expectation in you after you do that for so long, I think a lot of people get thrown back into that bad behavior because people do expect you to continue to make those bad decisions. People do expect you to continue to find yourself in bad predicaments because you've shown a pattern of those things. So now you have to go back and you have to create a new pattern. You need to stop expecting people to expect good of you when you haven't been showing them good. It's going to take a while. So for me, for the first like year of getting my head out of my ass.
Jessi, I'm so sorry. I want to finish this. We have to take a commercial break. We will be right back with Jessi Lawless. She is extraordinary.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
I'm Christina Flach, and we are back with Jessi Lawless. Okay, please finish what you were saying, and I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, not a problem at all. I understand. We got to shout out the sponsors, right?
Yes, we do. Or we
So,
don't have a show.
that's right. So, I think the point just that I was making is people are when you show a pattern of bad behavior, you can't just switch it up overnight and be like, okay, guys, I'm good now, and everybody's just gonna be like, oh, Jessi's not an asshole anymore. Everybody just expect the best from her. They're not gonna do that, and I wanted that so many times. I fell back into bad behavior because I was like, oh well, everybody just expects me to be an asshole anyways. I might as well be an asshole. That's a terrible attitude to have. Eventually, I was like, okay, they expect me to be an asshole because I've been an asshole for so long. So I'm just going to create a new pattern of not being an asshole. And hopefully people will see that pattern and eventually give me the respect that I have earned through not being an asshole. But you have to earn that respect back from your peers and your loved ones and the people who had to deal with all your bullshit when you were being an asshole. So
How long
stop
do you
feeling
think it?
sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. How long do you think it took you to see a shift in people's attitudes towards you?
At least a year. Probably like 2 years. Probably like 2 years. People were like, I think she's really doing good now.
And
Yeah,
how
I
did
think
that make
she's
you
really
feel?
got her
How
head
did
out
that
of her
make you
ass.
feel when that happened now? When people see you differently? Do you feel different now?
Accomplished. Oh yeah, for sure.
You must
I
be so
became
proud of yourself.
I became like, I mean, people jokingly called me the mayor of Cocoa because I knew everybody. I did everybody's hair. If I didn't do your hair, I did your aunt or your uncle's hair or your kid's hair. Um, I became pretty well known for being really good with special needs kids. So when a child was having issues getting their hair cut because maybe the barber wasn't patient enough with them,
Mhm.
somebody usually said, go see Jessi Lawless. So a big part of my client list was special needs kids because I don't know, they like the barber with all the skin pictures, I guess. But I I got a lot of respect for who I became, and for so long I didn't have nobody respected who I was because, to be honest, I wasn't respectable. I was a drunk party animal asshole. I didn't care about anything but the outward appearance. I wasn't concerned about what was on the inside of me. I was just trying to look good. And there's a difference between looking good and being good. And when you stop worrying about looking good and you start focusing on being good, it makes you look good. you know?
Yeah, it
So,
totally changes your appearance. I mean, you look like so much more attractive when it's almost like you've seen people in life that are not that attractive, but they have such a beautiful way about them. They're attractive and appealing to people.
yeah, for sure. Personality goes a long way.
That must have made you feel so totally. It must have made you feel so good when you were working with these special needs kids. That must have made you feel like so good about yourself because you could see the change that they were experiencing from a situation or an experience that they dreaded before. And then I'm sure they really looked forward to coming to see you.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
It
That
must
was
have
one of
been
the hardest.
healing in some way, no?
Yeah, it was one of the hardest parts about walking away from being behind the chair. So, and also going from, I mean, I've always been good with kids. Um, I always I've made a point to in that part of my life because I was drinking so much and I was just a wild party animal. I wasn't suitable for kids. It's like I wasn't. I say fuck a lot.
You were
So
you were PG rated. You know what? I do too. Like it can be used in so many ways. It can be
it
fuck
really
or
can.
fuck. I mean,
It's so versatile.
it really is. So believe me,
But
my
going
kids are sometimes like, Mom,
right, going from
I'm
like
like,
a wild drunk party animal that isn't really appropriate for kids to being someone that you feel so safe with that you want to, out of all the other hairstylists, barbers, etc., you chose me for your special needs child. That that
it's
hits that
huge.
that hits deep. Yeah, that hits deep. So
So from there you started you cut and color hair, you're working with these special needs, you started working with some different charities, or how did your philanthropic works go from there?
I grew up really poor. So I never really had the super stylish new hip haircut or the new Jordans, or I never had the new stuff. I got my cousin's hand-me-downs. My mom shopped at the thrift store quite a bit for me. So I mean, I never really got to experience a whole lot of name brand fancy type shit.
Hmm.
So I started doing free haircuts for kids. I noticed that there was a need in our community for just like somebody to give back, to help out the parents in the community, because a lot of the parents were struggling. And honestly, my charity doesn't come from a place where I want to help parents. It's from I want to help kids because the parents have had their chance. You know what? We're adults, and as long as you're like sound minded and you're not, having to deal with like a major disability or something, like we've all had our chance, and you've made your bed, but your children haven't, and it's not their fault if you're doing a shitty job. So I wanted to give back to the kids, so I started doing free haircuts every year before school started. I started doing a 1 day event, and then now I do 2, sometimes 3 day events, just depending on how big it's looking. So even after I left Coco, I still go back every year and I do the free kids haircut event.
That's so nice.
And then I started buying shoes. Just kids coming in with little raggedy shoes on, and I'm like, man, this kid has to go to school with these falling apart Velcro Walmart shoes. Nah, dude. So I started I did a Facebook post. I was like, hey, tag somebody that's got a kid that's, making good grades and doing the right thing, that you think would need a nice new pair of shoes, who's maybe their parents have seen some tough times. Maybe I can help them out. Tag them and tell me why that they should be the one. And I got the posts blew up. They just
That's
blew up.
amazing.
So I started doing one a month. I'd take them out to whatever shoe store they want to go to with the parents. Obviously, I had the parents come meet
Uh-huh.
me. Like, I'm not just gonna come get your kid and take. Come on, child, come with this stranger. Um,
I think a
but
lot of parents would be thrilled if you took their kid for a little while and took them shopping. Give
they
them a little
probably
break and
would.
be like, thank God, take them shopping. I don't have to.
So I would have the parents meet me at the mall, whatever shoe store the kid wanted to get their shoes from, and I'd tell them, all right, you got $200 to spend. You can get the most expensive pair of shoes in here, or you can find a couple of pair on sale, or if there's a backpack in here you want along with a pair of shoes, you got $200 to spend. And a lot of times they would just go for the Jordans and get the most expensive pair of shoes in the place. I had one kid, this kid was like just financially responsible beyond my own comprehension. And he wanted to go to Rack Room Shoes because you buy one, you get half off the second pair. I think the kid got like 6 pair of shoes.
I love that.
He even got like
Have you
bigger sizes so that when he grew out of,
stopped?
he got the same pair of shoes, like twice in that size, and then the size bigger, like the size he was wearing, and then a size bigger, so he'd have the pair of shoes for when he grew out of those. And it was his idea, not even his parents.
I would love to see where that kid is now. Do you keep in touch with him?
I keep up with him on Facebook, and he's continuing to make good decisions. So, all I see is good things out of him.
That's
He's got a good
fabulous.
mom. He's got a really good mom.
That's really important. Did you have someone like that in your life when you were growing up? Or was this something that you wish someone would have done for you?
It's not. I'm trying to be the hero that I needed when I was a kid. That's who I'm trying to. I want to be the person that I wanted to meet when I was a child. I want to be the person that I hoped would come along for me when I was a little girl. Because that person, when I was 14, I met my dad. He didn't know he had a daughter until I was 14. So that was kind of a little Cinderella story. He actually, the little poor kid with the rich dad, that happened. He was a real estate tycoon, millionaire. We did the whole shopping spree thing and everything. But up until that point, it was just me and my mom, and she didn't work. So, and it was a small town in Alabama in the country. It wasn't a whole lot, but
Where does are you close with both your parents?
yeah, yeah. We have interest. Like, me and my dad are like best friends. I haven't been talking to him a lot lately just because I've been so damn busy. My mother and I have gotten closer over the years. We had a little bit of time where we weren't as close, but more recently we've come to a place where we can get along a little bit better. She's a preacher. She's real heavy on the Jesus, and
Wow.
I'm I'm more spiritual, you know. I'm not really into organized religion. No disrespect to what anyone else believes, but I'm just not really on that traditional Southern Bible Belt revival. That's how I grew up. I grew up with that, and it didn't serve me well. So I have a different perspective. I'm all into like the kind of like the metaphysics and the law of attraction, and all of that's so similar to the Bible anyways. It's like the Bible says to call those things that are not as though they were. That's like a scripture, right? That's just manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's true.
manifesting, you know? So
Absolutely.
I mean, and there's so many of those things that correspond with one another, but they're similar but not the same, you know?
We will be right back with Jessi Lawless, and I'm too busy.
Dr. RC will share extraordinary resources and services that promote educational success, as well as making a difference in the lives of all social workers, as well as the lives of children, adolescents, and teens of today. She will have open discussions addressing many of the issues that we face about our youth and how being employed in the uniquely skilled profession of social work for over 18 years has taught invaluable lessons through her personal experiences. She will also provide real-life facts, examples, and personal stories that will confirm that why serving as a child advocate is extremely beneficial when addressing the needs of the whole child. Listen live to Dare to Soar, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network, and tune in radio as Dr. RC will provide thought-provoking information that will empower, encourage, and strengthen students, families, and communities across our nation. You can also visit her at soarwithkatie.com. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back with Jessi Lawless. I'm Christina Flach. So let's finish this talking about your mom becoming a preacher. How on earth did that happen?
Wow. Oh man, there's so many layers to this stuff. My mom was really, really sick when I was a kid, to the point where they didn't think she was going to make it. And my aunt was going to take me in. She was going to adopt me. They had to talk with me and everything, that basically like mommy had to go on a trip, and she wasn't going to be back from the trip, but she would always be with me in my heart and be watching over
Mm-hmm.
me and yada, yada, yada. I had a crazy aunt that was in and out of psychiatric units her whole life. She's no longer with us, but she told my mom, she said, "Hey, Janet, there's this preacher that the Lord has blessed or anointed with the power of healing. And I want you to come to this church with me to see this preacher. And he through the power of God, you're going to be healed." And my mom was like, "Karen, I can't walk." You know? And my mom and my aunt was like, "We'll carry you into the church if we need to." And I think that's what they did. Anyway, they put a dress on me and threw me in there with her. This man came walking down the aisle and he pointed at my mom. He said, started listing off all the things that were wrong with her. It's like, Mom, that is scarily accurate. It,
How old were you?
I was 5.
Oh my
5 or
gosh, you were
6.
really
I think I was 5.
little.
5 or 6. I think I was 5. And anyways, he gets her up, puts his hands on her head, and starts praying in tongues. She falls out, and I'm like, well, that's it. He killed her. It's over. And then, not long after that, she got up and she started running up and down the aisles.
Wow. No way.
I swear before everything I've ever loved in my life.
That's amazing.
So that's an interesting topic because I thought that I'd witnessed, and I did. I witnessed a miracle.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how that miracle transpired, it was a miracle. Um, she threw away all of her medication, and I mean, there's a hospital bed in our house. Hospice
That
came and
is,
took the hospital bed out. She threw her medicine away. She's been healthy as a horse ever since. Never quit smoking cigarettes though.
wow. So
And I
then
thought that
after that
I thought
miracle,
that
she said, I'm going to turn to God. I'm
she
going to,
she dedicated her whole life. She said that she told God before that, Lord, you did not give me this little girl for someone else to raise. Please let me raise this child and I will dedicate my life to you. And boy, did she. She was officially ordained. I think I was like 11 or 12, maybe 13 when she was ordained as a minister, but she had dedicated her life to God long before that. But whether it was God or angels or what you want to believe that miracle was, it was indeed a miracle. But I thought that I had to believe in God. I thought that I didn't have a choice. I thought that because he showed himself so blatantly to me that it doesn't matter what makes sense and what don't make sense. I have to believe in God now. And then I grew up and learned about metaphysics and how when you got, I mean, there was over 1,000 people in that church. You get 1,000 people to all believe the same thing. Your body harnesses enough power to light up Times Square. If we could ever tap into that.
I believe
So
that.
yeah, 1,000 people strong, all believing the same thing. That kind of energy, that's real stuff. That's not make believe. That's not imaginary. That's physics. That's metaphysics. That's real shit right there. So yeah, I don't know if the hand of God reached down and healed my mom, but when you put that kind of positive energy on anything, you can change the course of events.
Where's your happy place?
Red Rock. Red Rock Canyon in Las Vegas. It's just this masterful combination of rock formations. It's it's like heaven. It's about as close to God as I think I've ever felt.
What annoys you?
Noises, just noises that are unnecessary. Like when somebody has their phone out and they're just scrolling through TikTok with their volume at max volume. I want to
Oh,
take your phone and throw it
it's
across the
so
room.
annoying. Totally.
I have a lot of airport pet peeves. Like when you go through TSA and you get your shit on the other side of the X-ray machine, do not stand there and put your shit back on at the belt. Pick your shit up and take it over somewhere, get out of everybody's way, and go put your shit on over out of
Move
everybody's
on.
way. And when you go get your
Absolutely.
baggage, there ain't no reason to be standing all up on the belt. Because when everybody stands all up on the belt, nobody can see their shit. So guess what? More people come stand up on the belt because there's so many people in the way, so people can't see their shit. If everybody would stand like 5-6 feet off the belt, we could all see our shit. You know?
It's true.
I think
It's
that's
true.
like my top one. That's my top pet peeves.
What's your favorite quote?
Uh, Excuses are crutches for fools.
What do you do when your day's not flowing?
I try to find a reason to be happy. I try to reflect on the things that I have in my life that I should be grateful for. I think that when you find your gratitude, the universe rewards you.
I 100% agree with you. What are you most grateful for right now?
Opportunity, um, being in a perpetual state of positive transition.
Where do you see your life in 5 years?
I want to be on the cover of Forbes magazine.
I love that for you.
I want to be in Forbes. I want to be on Forbes.
That's amazing.
I want to be known as one of the greatest success stories of all time.
I totally know that's going to happen. I really believe that.
Well, thank
What's
you.
your
I
diet
appreciate
like
it.
right now? What's
Right
your
now it's
diet like
crap.
right now?
It's kind of crap right now. I'm in Illinois. I ate Dairy Queen this morning. I had barbecue chicken fingers.
Oh
Um,
my God.
I know. I'm honest though. Before that, I was eating a whole lot of chicken and rice and broccoli. When I'm at home, I keep my diet pretty tight. When I'm up
Yeah,
here with the kids and stuff, I'm like, man, chicken fingers it is, you know?
that's amazing. I'm Christina Flach, and we're going to take another commercial break.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Okay, I have 5 more minutes with Jessi. I'm so excited. I'm so sad. I don't want this to end. I have so many more questions for you. But what is the best part about being you?
Man, oh, it's it's good and bad at the same time. I feel like I'm good at almost everything I do. But because I am good at pretty much everything I do, people don't want to tell me I did a good job because they think that because I'm so good at most of the things that I do that I'm used to hearing that I did a good job, so they don't want to tell me that. but it's cool being good at most stuff. I would say like that's my
Right.
favorite part about like experiencing the Jessi Lawless experience for myself.
What do you do to spoil yourself?
Food and shoes.
You love those shoes, don't you?
I
Like what
love
kind of
shoes.
shoes? Like what
Jordans.
kind of shoes? Ah,
Yeah, Jordans. I'm a big sneakerhead. I've almost completed the 1 through 13 collection. I think I still need
wow.
the nines. The nines I think is all I'm missing out of the 1 through 13 collection.
And what about the food? What's your favorite food? Like, what's your favorite, like, clean food? Like, when you're training, and what's your favorite, like, okay, I'm just going to eat whatever I want?
Clean food, I'm easy. Chicken and rice. Chicken and rice, broccoli. I like vegetables. I like grilled vegetables. So, I mean, that's pretty easy for me. As far as like, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. Italian food.
After
I
your
like
fight, what are you going to eat? Yeah.
fettuccine. Something really cheesy. There's a place in Las Vegas called Bulldoggies. It's the best breakfast sandwich you'll ever have in your life. I am not sponsored by Bulldoggies, but you know what? They are worth. I'm not gonna gatekeep them. That's how good they are. Like the world needs to know that the greatest words are hard sometimes, but the greatest breakfast sandwich I think I've ever is at Bulldoggies
What
in
makes
Las
it so
Vegas.
special?
It's a big ass thick piece of bread, and it's not two pieces. It's one big ass thick piece of bread, and they cut a slit in it, and then it's like a pocket, and it's
Oh,
garlic
wow.
bread. So a big ass piece of garlic bread, sausage, like it's
Oh,
called an egg drop sandwich. And the way that they make these scrambled eggs, they're so light and fluffy and delicious. But it's sausage, eggs, cheese, and then they got this special sauce that they put on it. I don't even know, but you can get bacon, and it's maple bacon, or
ooh.
they got a vegetarian option. Like I'm telling you, if you go to Las Vegas, you got to go to Bulldoggies and get the breakfast sandwich
Well, I'm going to have to do that next time I'm there.
and the
Are you a
hot dog
morning or a
too.
night? Ooh. Are you a morning or a night person?
Morning for sure. I used to be a night person when
Do
I
you
was a drunk, but I've got a healthier lifestyle now, so I like to try to wake up early and catch the worm, so to speak.
Oh my God. Is it hard coming up with content for all your different platforms with TikTok and Instagram and everything? Or do you do it every day or what?
I've been so lazy lately. I've been training for this fight, and I've been putting all my energy into training for this fight, and I haven't been prioritizing content lately, which I need to do. But I just look for inspiration from the internet, I'll scroll through Facebook and see something a friend posted and say, "Hey, I like what you said. Do you mind if I put my own spin on it?" And I'll do that. It comes from so many different places. Sometimes I'll hear a song and I'm like, "Wow, that's one way to say it, but what if we said it like this?" A lot of my content, it's original, but a lot of my content comes from somewhere else. A meme, for example. I might see a meme. I'm like, well, I see what you're saying, but the way you said it was boring. Let's spice it up. Sometimes something comes right off my head, and it didn't come from anywhere. Or I'll say something, and a friend will say, "That's a video." I've had that happen a lot where I'm just hanging out with my friends, and one of my friends, I'll say something, and one of my friends is like, "That's video." So
Do you still do a lot of styling for people?
I do it for my friends, and once a year, I still go back and do hair for charity for the little kids.
Hmm. You do that in Las Vegas as well? Do you do hair anymore?
I haven't done hair in Las Vegas at all, just for my friends. Like when my friends come to town, they'll talk me into give them a haircut or something.
Do you miss it?
I miss the reaction when I spin someone around in the chair, and then for the next 5 minutes, they're taking selfies and, sending pictures out to their friends and giving me a hug, telling me how great they feel. I miss that. Standing behind a chair
That's the
all day
best
long,
part.
standing all day long behind a chair, being covered in hair, my back hurting, my hands hurting, having to listen to some. when Mandy wants to come in with her 3-year-old and her 3-year-old is bored for 2 hours while Mandy's getting her hair highlighted and the child's running all over the salon screaming with her iPhone at max volume, and I actually want to throw the child across the salon. I don't miss that part. Hey, shout out to anybody who goes to get their hair done with their children. Don't do that. Your stylist is going to tell you, oh no, it's fine. She's fine. She's so well behaved. Don't bring your child. If you're getting a haircut, whatever, we'll deal with that. But if you're getting your hair colored, find a freaking babysitter. Do not bring your toddler.
Agreed.
Don't bring your child. If your
Yeah, no
child needs
one
to have,
else is finding your kid as adorable as you are.
no,
You know,
no.
other people are
Margaret
there
came
trying
in
to have
because,
some quiet.
right, Margaret came in because she's trying to get away from kids. This is her alone time.
Exactly.
This is her happy place.
Yeah, not right now. Jessi, it has been so fantastic this time with you. Thank you so much. Please come back again. We have so much more to cover. I wish you all the luck on Saturday. I am going to tune in for sure.
Thank you so
I
much.
encourage everyone to watch Jessi this weekend. You can go to her website to get tickets, to order. You can go see her if you're in Vegas, or you can stream it online, correct?
Yeah, you can get tickets to the fight, or you can purchase the stream at jessilawless.com. I hope y'all come out and see me. And if you do come to the fight after I win, come give me a hug, but I'm probably gonna be sweaty.
Thank you so much, Jessi. I love you, and I can't wait to chat with you again. Have a
It
great
was an
day.
absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Christina.
Anytime. And I'll see all of you next week. I'm Christina Flach, and I'm too busy.
This has been I'm Too Busy with host Christina Flach. Tune in each week as Christina approaches the concept of success holistically, recognizing that achievement is not solely measured by financial triumphs, but also by maintaining a healthy work-life balance and focusing on self-care. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave TV network, powered by B2 Studios.